The wick pocket is something that I've spoken about for quite a while now. I even did a video on it not too long ago. That said, the wick pocket can get even more advanced when the market volatility is high, and this creates another type of zone that we need to watch out for. Hey there, John Henry here, SSFTG. Welcome to the video. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome my friend. I hope to earn your like and subscription today. If you haven't watched the wick pocket video, I'll post it in the top corner for you. Make sure to check it out because there's a lot of the same concepts are going to apply here. This is simply just a modification of the wick pocket, and this is where the Polygon Pocket comes in. Now, hopefully, you can see where I'm going with the endearing, loving name that we've given this, the Polygon Pocket. We love calling it the Poly Pocket. How could we not? A poly pocket is when we have a scenario of a previous wick pocket. And if you're not familiar with a wick pocket, again, go back and watch that video because a lot of the concepts are going to be in this as well. But this is when you have a scenario that a wick pocket just keeps going, right? Like initially this was the wick pocket, but then it created a little bit of a higher inside move there. And then we had another version of the wick pocket extending over here, which began increasing a little bit further. Then we had another one up here, and eventually the market's going to start breaking through them. But when we have this scenario that keeps creeping up and creeping up and creeping up, instead of drawing a box on every single one of these, what I like doing is the poly pocket. So a poly pocket gets its name because it's the polygon tool in the drawing tools dropdown. So if you use the tool button at the top, go down to polygon, you'll find it right there, and that's where it got its name from. But what we want to do is we want to highlight all of the areas of the pocket. So first off, we need a base level where it all begins. So we'll just start at the bottom of the wick, and we'll go all the way over to the right. We'll click again, and that will set our base flat line. Then from there, we want to go up and figure out where the top of our pocket will be. Now, if you look at my crosshair right now, and I'll see if I can pause the screen. There we go. My crosshair is on the closes and opens of these candles. I'm not looking at over here. Yeah, I know it looks great as far as support is concerned, but that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at it over here. This is the spot that we're using as a high, right? So if we draw across, that's the spot. Let me see if I can get my crosshair in the same spot. Woo, nice. All right, so we can click there and we'll go across and we'll complete that pocket all the way to the body of the candle like it's bottoming out. Then we'll go down to the open of that candle, we'll go down to the open of the next candle, and then we'll complete the pocket all the way down. This is our zone of interest. Now this is bullish, so we'll make it dark green, a little bit more easy to see here. And that's going to be the area of interest as far as a poly pocket is concerned. The idea, again, is that we had a pocket here, but then it kind of creeped up a little bit further here, which creeped up a little bit further here, which creeped up a little bit further here. Instead of drawing all of those different areas, this is really just one big zone. That's all it is. Now, when the market comes down to this area, that's going to be where we want to see what happens. Now, again, obviously, in this case, it bounced out beautifully, like ludicrous amount of supports here. But in terms of the normal response, don't expect this to be the case every time, okay? I know it's great to see a response like this, but it's just not the scenario. More often than not, the market will come down and ping around that area for a little while before reversing. Just like up here, before it reversed down, it had to spend some time jostling around a bit first. The same concept down here. You'll notice that a lot of the support then likely started coming in a bit ahead of it, but it wasn't until they fully tested the poly pocket that the job was done. And even after that, geez, what a monster gap down. Even after that, they created another poly pocket on the way up. Here again, we can see this was the first one. Then we've got another one that kind of stacked up here, and that one stacked up here, and that kind of encroached into this one here. So we're seeing that all of these are kind of piercing into one another. This one is a standalone. None of these came down and breached. Then none of them came down and challenged that one. But we could easily have a poly pocket from this low up to here because all of these are encroaching on one another. And that's the clue of a poly pocket. Now, in this case, the very next day, they gapped underneath everything on the planet. But that's going to be the zone of support resistance that you really want to keep your eyes on. Poly pockets are a great way to add even more to our wick-based strategies. And with the volatility that we've been seeing lately, and it's not seeming to slow down, it could be more and more useful as time goes on. If you have any questions on Poly Pockets or anything else, trade questions, thoughts, ideas for new videos, whatever, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I always love hearing from you all. Until the next one, have an awesome day, and thanks for watching. Bye.